Hey, welcome back to another video of Contempt Upon Investigation, where I talk about the cult religious practices of 12-step, Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, and my experience with that through the years, and stepping away from it and reclaiming my life and still being sober. So what I wanted to talk about today was just toxic people and toxic behavior as far as like sponsorship goes, or having a support group around you of men or women that have been around longer, that are kind of the elder statesmen of the program, and some of the things that I experienced and what I kind of view as being toxic. The first thing that kind of sticks out for me is, as soon as I want to kind of prioritize my own needs, I'm suddenly made to feel selfish. They want to call it selfishness, and if I want to say no to something, I'm being selfish. And they have this constant need to remind you everything that they've done for you. And, as if my autonomy is some kind of debt that I owe to them, and it needs to be repaid now that I have some kind of freedom in my life. And all these passive aggressive remarks constantly thrown at me, and trying to make me feel like a villain, and I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just trying to live my life, and I'm made to feel, they're trying to make me feel like a villain, or like a selfish piece of crap. It's really insidious, because they disguise it at times as like this emotional sensitivity, and like they care for me, genuinely they care for me. But they'll also, in front of a group of people, they'll publicly shame me and guilt trip me. It's all this moral language that they have. And of course, when I'm newly sober, I'm very impressionable. And I'm pretty desperate to solve this drinking problem. And I'm just ripe for indoctrination and falling for the traps, because I'm pretty shattered, and it's really sick, predatory behavior of them to do that, I believe, to threaten me with all these basically these death threats. And it's never rested very well with me. One thing about AA and NA, I've said this before, but I struggle with the meetings and how nobody can seem to agree on how it's done. And I don't really think they're listening when people share in meetings. They're just kind of waiting for their turn to share. They can't wait for you to shut up so they can share and try to fix you or something, or just they're so consumed with themselves. Do they actually care about the new person? That they don't even know who the new person is. They don't really care. It's it's a selfish program, they like to say. And it really is. I mean, there's no two ways about that. It's very selfish. It's just full of narcissists. And consumed with what they want to do and what, I have low tolerance for it. The fact that they can't agree on their own program is a red flag for me. You'll have people in a meeting go, "Oh, I don't read the big book. I don't like the big book." And then someone will share, "Well, the big book's the only way to do it." And it's just like this constant bickering and it reminds me of like a church that has like 15 different pastors that are clamoring over what denomination to follow. I'm going to go over some big book threats. The big book's written in 1939. However, I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of years ago. And it's pretty outdated for sure. And it's just full of religious dogma and God. And I don't even think I believe in God. Although I do pray sometimes. It's not to God. I don't know what it is. It's just kind of a meditation prayer thing that seems to kind of help me. And I don't know. I'm not against God. I'm not even against religion. But on page 30 of the big book, at the end of the first paragraph, it says, "The idea that somehow someday he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death." And I'm not gonna deny that drinking can't kill you, but the obsession to drink can leave. I think as our brain recovers, the longer we stay abstinent from it, and you feel your life, it's kind of a replacement therapy in a way. You fill your life with other things, like eating better and exercising, burning that energy. Taking a multivitamin or fish oil, or just taking better care of yourself, hot and cold showers, just there's all kinds of different lifestyle changes that you can do that'll help relieve that obsession. If you just sit around and sit on your hands and white knuckle it could be a struggle. It really can. So I find replacements, AA was a bit of a replacement at first for me, but not a very good one. On page 44, the end of the second paragraph, it says, "To be doomed to an alcoholic death," alcoholic, I don't even agree with that term, "or to live on a spiritual basis are not always easy alternatives to face." They're just scaring you with being doomed. And the sentence before that says, "But to continue as he is means disaster if he is an alcoholic of the hopeless variety." There's that alcoholic word again. Disaster, doomed. It's just, it's full of that kind of stuff. On page 62, paragraph 2, Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. God makes that possible. More death threats. That's very nice. So if I don't turn to God, I'm killed. It's, you know, on page 66 is the craziest page probably in the whole damn stupid book. Tells us that resentments are infinitely grave, and we found that it is fatal. A resentment is fatal. The insanity of alcohol returns, and we drink again, and with us to drink is to die. Some more death threats. Thank you. I love being threatened like that. Page 64, last paragraph. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read that. It's more of the resentment stuff. It's yeah, it's just more threats. I don't even feel like just reading this book kind of makes me feel ill. So I just totally think it's terrible, outdated advice, and it's manipulation. They rely on you turning into their slave, just like any other religion, any other cult. You know, I feel so much better now that I'm free from it. As each day goes by, I feel so much better. I don't feel bound to some kind of like contract, or just like this I'm not brainwashed anymore, you know? It's truly amazing to have this freedom and not have to buy into their guilt trips. I really hope that there are other people out there that feel this same way, and I know they do because they comment, and I appreciate the comments from everybody, and I just hope to reach people and to help them in some way. Break free the chains of this slave morality and this religious cult, because it's truly mentally and psychologically damaging. It is. And I want people to have freedom and autonomy in their life. And hopefully you are experiencing that. My last videos, I'm learning how to do this. This is all new to me. So my last one with the audio wasn't that good. I think I was sitting a little too far away from my iPad, so it didn't sound that good. My sinuses were really stuffed up, which they still kind of are. And but hopefully this one sounds a little better. I'm a little closer to the iPad, and I'm learning. So thanks for being on this journey with me and helping me, because the comments help, and the other videos from Quackaholics Anonymous and Sober Bestie help, and there are a few others. And yeah, you don't have to be a part of a religious cult to be sober and to stay sober. And I'm living proof of that. I've been away for a couple months now, you know, and I'm early in sobriety. I got 6 months and some change. I've had a couple of years here and there, and But I've never felt this free with this amount of sobriety time. I feel completely recovered, basically, because I'm not an alcoholic. That's the true freedom, the true recovered aspect of it, is that I'm not bound and chained down by this ideology, this term alcoholic. It's outdated, and I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So I don't identify as that. Time to move on, right? Let's move on.